Hi, welcome back to Chop's Garage. I've done it again, bought a basket case. Now, for those of you finding my channel for the first time, my name's James. My business is CG Car Sales, aka Chop's Garage, and I have a problem. I will buy pretty much anything. So I started off this Saturday morning by going down to the main dealership to look at the part exchanges. I bought 3 cars in total: a Corsa 1.2 petrol, a Mocha diesel, I think they're 1.7, aren't they, the Mocha diesels, not 100% sure, and this 2004 Land Rover Discovery. Now this is a 2.5 TD and I think it's called a Pursuit. And as a dealer, this is probably one of the highest risk vehicles I could ever consider retailing. But as those of you who watch my channels on a regular basis will know, I love a challenge, I love an underdog, and I love a makeover. And underneath all this, I think there is a decent car here. Now, starting off, one thing particularly good about a vehicle this old is it's only ever had 2 owners. It's only 2 owners on this vehicle. And it's only done 85,000 miles. We'll check for sure in a minute, but I think it's only 85,000 miles. It does have an MOT that runs, I think, for another 6 months or so, but it makes pretty scary reading. We'll go through that together in a bit. But I'll tell you why I'm not overly bothered about that, actually. We'll have a little look a bit later on. So, like I say, from the V5, it tells me it's a Pursuit model. I don't know an awful lot about that. But we've got alloy wheels, loads of tread on the front tyre there. The bodywork is just all dirty. We're not going to have to give it a good clean to get an idea how it will look underneath this. But I'm thinking a good clean off and a machine polish, and this is going to look cracking. Those of you, again, that see my previous videos know what I can do with the car. So I think we can turn it around. I think we've got pretty much new tyres here on the back as well. Body kit's a bit faded here, but that will paint up okay. We can use some, once we clean it up, we can use some plastic dip, something similar. Or I've got other plastic paint, textured plastic paint, actually is probably the better one, and I can do to clean that up. But again, all the paintwork's just got some sort of light scratching on it that I think will buff out. There doesn't seem to be any real sort of dings or dents. I know rust can be a big thing on these, and the place I was told to look is here. But that all seems pretty, well, actually all great, actually, to be fair. Again, round the back, the plastics just need treating and tidying up. We've got a tow hitch, of course we've got a tow hitch. Who's not going to have a tow hitch on one of these? New spare tyre on there. That's probably the original Michelin. Probably never been off, I would have thought. Getting down this side, we've got a slight misalignment with the bump here maybe. But no dings or dents again down this side of the car, no dings or dents there. New rubber there. I think it's had tyres all round looking at it, because the tyre there looks new as well. Again, all these plastics need to be treated, but there doesn't seem to be any major bodywork going on. Up on the roof looks okay. Let's have a look see inside. So inside, like the outside, is dirty. It needs one hell of a clean. But when you start to look at it in a bit more detail, you realise that underneath it, again, the basis is good. The seat is in really good condition here, as is the passenger seat. Gauges need either treating or swapping out. It's got dirty rubber mats on, but I think the carpets underneath are actually going to clean up all right. Back seats, it's obviously had an MOT recently because all the seat belts are still in their position. Again, they're all gonna, you know, the condition is actually really good. Underneath the dirt, there's no tears or holes or anything like that. I think the official mats, yeah, look, the carpet underneath is in really good nick. The backs of the seats are good. Now, one of the big pluses with this one, I'm told by the people in the know, is it's got the extra seats here, look. So I'm going to embarrass myself now because I don't know how these seats come down. Okay, so it seems they lift up before they come out. They've got drinks holder on the side of them, look at that. And then, there we go. Beautiful. So yeah, proper 7-seater, we've got another seat there. And then what we've got up here, we've got like headrests up here, I think. yeah, little headrests come down at the roof. Don't know how easy these are to put back again. Fold that down, and presuming there's a release tab or something underneath here to release it out the floor. There you go, it's right in front of me there. Pull that tab there. There you go, it's right in front of you. Pull the tab there, and then pop them in here. And I think this handle here locks them in place. I'll have a fiddle with that in a bit. There we go. So yeah, that's an appealing extra. We've still got the pullover cover, which is nice. Obviously lots of dog hair needs to be got out of the back of this, but anyway, again, who watches my regular videos will know dog hair holds no fears for me. We've done that recently, don't know what that is. Toolkit maybe. So hopping in the driver's seat, the exact mileage is 82,000, so quite low for this age of vehicle. You'd expect it to be, well, you know, probably over 140,000 odd. So starts up on the button, no warning lights, half a tank of diesel, bonus, so you know this is getting driven for a bit. Spec wise, CD radio, aircon, all round electric windows, so nothing massive, but then again, at this age of vehicle you didn't get much more than that, did you? Now we have got handbooks all in here. So yeah, nice, we've got the original folder with the handbooks there. It's got a fairly good service history. I haven't gone through all the receipts yet. I think there might be some receipts because I think the book was maxed out. So we've got services. Where are our services? 2006, 2007, 2008. When's that one? Hasn't got a date on it. I'm assuming 2009, 2013. 2014, 16, 18. I don't think we've got any more in here after that, but I have got some receipts to go through as well. I doubt it'll be a full service history, but it has been serviced. So done a basic clean on the Land Rover, the Disco. Wheels have come up nice. Obviously just normal wheel acid. Outside's had a clean with a very diluted G101. It needs a soap clean now. That was just to get the major dirt off. It needs a soap clean down. But it's looking nice already. I had a real blast underneath the arches. Get all the mud off and see what's really going on. As you can see, actually, you know, apart from a little bit of surfacey stuff kicking around, it's actually really, really good. Yeah, coat over with some rust converter and a bit of wax. I don't do it myself though. Now the reason I don't do it myself is if I take it down to an MOT tester after having done that, they'll normally want to note something about like the underside's covered in wax oil, thinking you're covering up. Whereas if you ask them to do it, if you give it a good clean first and put a converter in and ask them to wax oil it, then the MOT tester isn't going to put that down on the MOT test. Does that make sense? So I got back up today. Brooke's coming to work with me, and we're tackling the Disco. Well, she's tackling the Disco while I get on with other stuff. So it's going to have its interior clean up now. So all this will be hoovered out. All the seats will be hoovered down. Then we'll do a plastic treatment. I'll tidy up those for the moment until I find replacements. And then it'll be a case of getting on the outside, treating these plastics and machine polishing the body. But Brooke's going to start off with the interior first. as always, dust coat first, just to make sure it's definitely going to take. We don't want to layer it on thick at this point and find that this doesn't want to take to the foam, because this is the first time I've done this sort of high density foam. There we go, leave that for 10 minutes, then we'll give it one more coat of this before we hit it with the high build. There we go, leave it for 10 minutes and then we'll give it one more coat before we hit it with high build. So now we've done a couple of coats of that. I'm interested to see what happens here, whether this is it not taking or that's just probably the low spots. Hopefully this filler primer will do the job now and fill that in. Again, won't go too crazy. Dust coat first. Allow for any reactions or any problems like that. And then I'm not going crazy up to this line here because I know I've masked it off, but there might be very small gaps there. Second coat on does seem to have filled those pinholes. There's still a few little pinholes there, but this can be satin black, remember. So there we go, second coat. So there we go, second coat of the satin black on. Looks good. Looks a hell of a lot better than the pitted and grey that we had before. And it's not far off. I mean, obviously that's been scuffed down now a bit, but as you can see, we're on to the last finishing touches. Now I've masked off very carefully all of the Land Rover at the front there to tidy that up. I will tape these down so they don't blow about because they're all a bit scruffy. Just tidy that front end up a bit. Just gonna get some silver wheel paint on there. Same process, light dust coat. I don't need to use plastic primer because there's paint on them already, so light dust coat. I could have used a primer first, but if I light dust coat with the silver first before applying the heavier coats, then I should be good. Again, while we're waiting for that to dry, small touches, we'll get rid of these rusty number plate bolts. We want to obviously keep the dealer plates, so we will clean the rust off the number plates afterwards, but these are normally a massive pain in the bum. Get some mold grips on them. So there we go, that looks a lot better, doesn't it? I've got to clean up the leftover wax from when I polished it from around the lettering. So next up, we've got to give the car another clean because we're going to go around and treat all these plastics that have gone a bit grey. We're going to treat all these and bring these up. It just needs a really good wash down from sitting outside the garage for a bit now, and then it'll need another wax. Inside, thankfully, stayed clean from the first clean up. We've got the gearing lever. Actually, let's put the gear lever gaiters on. So here we go. eBay offering. No doubt they're going to need quite a bit of work to fit, but they should make all the difference to the interior. We've got the one for the small gaiter there, one for the gear lever, which they both seem to be the same, which is strange, isn't it? And yeah, so that'll be the gear lever one probably. Oh, I'll work it out. Let's get cracking. So the ones appear to be glued to the plastic, so throw that out. Let's give the plastic a clean down with some thinners, let that dry off before we use contact adhesive to do the same thing again. Putting a new one on, we'll trial fit it first. So there we go, that's how it's going to go. Got to leave half an inch, 3/4 of an inch all the way around the outside and then glue that down. New gaiter kit in. I can't say I'm particularly impressed with the quality. The leather itself and the stitching is good, but the shapes didn't have an awful lot in common with the ones that came off. The one for here was just, it looked like they'd just given you two of exactly the same, even though that's completely different. So it's required a bit of fiddling, but has made all the difference. If you remember all the torn up nasty ones before, we're all looking good now. So Scotty's giving the Discovery a bit of a wipe over with Waterless Wax, and I'm going to hit up the Waterless Wax, and I'm going to hit up the plastics. And a few of you recommended this to me, Roll. I'm sure you'll all tell me how you pronounce it properly. And we're going to give it a little go and see what difference it makes. So it smells like creosote.
Yes, that's what it is.
Is that what it is, PD? We're going to put a little bit on a brush here. I'm just going to give it a wipe over on here. Whoa, look at the gloss coming back on that.
That'll stuff will keep the old flies off it.
Can we watch the language, please, Pete? It's a family show.
There's no flies on this truck. Nobody's creosoted it.
This is why we don't have him round. Look at that. Now we're going to have to obviously see what it looks like when it dries off. It looks like you only need a little bit as well. You can use it quite sparingly, I think. I don't know if it's going to leave brush marks, so I think we'll wipe over with a cloth afterwards to make sure we've got a smooth finish. But this is the kind of thing that's going to make all the difference to the look of the truck. We'll get right down in the nooks and crannies. It does smell like it's just giving it a coating of creosote or something. What do you reckon, Pete? What do you reckon to the finish? Is he going to get the PT seal of approval as a product to use?
Looks a bit false, doesn't it?
A bit false. You don't like the shine?
Well, it just sets off a little bit.
I think it will set off a little bit. I think it will dry out a bit more. If it dries nice and evenly, I think, like I said, we'll give it a wipe off with a cloth so that it doesn't have brush marks in it. But I know it looks on the plastic housing. That's bringing that nicely as well. Right, we'll go over it. This panel here is going to be the one. We'll see what it does to this. So with Scotty's help, I'm finished. We're going to move it outside for the photo shoot now. As Scotty quite rightly said, this has probably got the world record for the most amount of time spent cleaning a 20-year-old Discovery. Is it 20 years old? 18, getting close. But look at the thing. It is popping big time. Doing that lettering was worthwhile, treated all these plastics. I like our new product, it's good. Obviously sprayed the arches. I haven't put the products on the arches that I sprayed, but I put on the trims down here, put on the side steps, roof rails. Scotty's helped me refresh the interior. Brooke did a great job of cleaning it out. He just needed the lightest of little clean outs after being down the garage again. We've got those new gaiters on there. I think you'd struggle to find a better one. Unless somebody ultra wealthy has got one tucked away in a private collection somewhere with 20,000 miles on, I don't think you're going to find a better Discovery out there. And I could very happily keep this car. It's got a retro cool about it, which I'm really enjoying. And I think you could turn up anywhere in this car, at any event, in this condition, and I think it'd be respected. Anyway, enough patting ourselves on the back. Let's get it out and get the photo shoot done and see if the public want to buy it.